Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, January 30th. Well, the next 24 hours or so will bring weather to the Mid-Atlantic region that is rarely seen around here. First, we'll have a very strong passage of an Arctic frontal system this afternoon, likely between the hours of noon and 4 p.m. It could very well be accompanied by some potential damaging wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour or so, scattered snow showers, and perhaps even a heavy snow squall. Any location that gets hit by a heavy snow squall will see quickly reduced visibilities, a brief but intense snowfall, slippery roads, maybe a small accumulation of a coating to an inch or so, along with those strong gusty winds. Once that frontal system clears through the region, temperatures will plunge late in the afternoon and early tonight, reaching near 0 degrees by late tonight, early tomorrow morning in many suburban locations along the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Temperatures on Thursday will struggle to climb through the teens in the I-95 corridor. The wind chill values will be painfully cold throughout the night tonight and throughout the day on Thursday. Winds do die down tomorrow night, but temperature could very well fall back to the single digits in many suburban locations in the I-95 corridor region. There will be a quick-hitting low-pressure system Friday afternoon that could throw some snow to parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, especially from, let's say, east-central Pennsylvania on south to areas south of the Mason-Dixon line. Meanwhile, in the upper Midwest, extreme cold has grinded that area to a virtual standstill this morning. Most schools and businesses are closed, not only for today, but for tomorrow as well. Unbelievable wind chill values of more than 60 degrees below zero in some spots. That'll cause frostbite in just a matter of a couple of minutes. Chicago, last report, was at minus 23 degrees. Their coldest temperature ever was set in January of 1985 at minus 27. They'll have another shot at that record later on tonight into the early mornings on Thursday. There are a few spots that have reached all-time record lows. This is a map from CoolWeather.com that shows all these circle areas show regions with near record or record lows, and in some cases they're monthly record lows, and in one case, as of 8 a.m. Eastern Time, an all-time record low in southern Minnesota. First of all, the all-time record low right here, Fairmount Municipal, Minnesota, at around minus 28 degrees. That's the all-time record low right now, and they're not quite at their low point of the day. There may be some more during the next hourly report. Another area here in southeastern Wisconsin, Milwaukee, has broken the monthly low temperature record of around 22 degrees below zero. And again, Chicago, last report, minus 23. Wind chill values much lower than the actual air temperature. They're right now within 4 degrees of the all-time record low. By the way, that all-time record low in Chicago of minus 27 was set in January 1985, another winter that featured a major stratospheric warming event, much like what we've just gone through over the past several weeks. Well, this is the 7 a.m. map of wind chill values focused on the northern plains, the upper part of the Midwest. And again, some areas actually experienced below 60 degrees below zero. I mean, that's just unbelievable. That's obviously dangerously cold, could cause frostbite in a matter of minutes. This region right here, look at these temperatures across Minnesota. These are wind chill values, not actual air temperatures, but just some incredible wind chill values across the upper part of the Midwest and northern plains, all the way extending to the eastern Great Lakes. And again, we'll have painfully cold wind chill values here in the Mid-Atlantic region late this afternoon, especially tonight and during the day on Thursday. Well, let's now focus in on the threat for snow squalls this afternoon here in the I-95 corridor region. First, I want to take a look at the upper air pattern, the 500 millibar pattern. This is using a high-resolution version of the NAM model. NOAA's nested area mesh model here has different resolutions. I'm picking the highest resolution model because this is kind of a small-scale event, and these models tend to do better with mesoscale or small-scale events such as this snow squall. possibility for this afternoon. First of all, lots of upper level energy, deep upper level vortex situated over the Great Lakes. But as we move forward from this morning, Wednesday morning, into the afternoon, notice energy kind of rotating around the southern base of that trough, and it heads right into the mid-Atlantic region later on this afternoon, and that certainly is a contributing factor. Right in here, we're seeing some upper level energy, or what's called upper level vorticity, which is basically a spin in the atmosphere aloft. And right here, right over the I-95 corridor later on this afternoon into the early evening hours, that raises a chance for heavy snow squalls during the afternoon hours. Well, we just looked at upper level energy or vorticity. Now I want to look at another factor that again will contribute to the chance of heavy snow squalls later on this afternoon, namely the 850 millibar frontogenesis. This is basically, think of a cold front in the upper part of the atmosphere, represented on this particular map here in purple here. Let's now move forward here. Watch this extremely strong frontogenesis in the upper part of the atmosphere as it slides eastward, and this is the exact time of that cold frontal passage, again likely between the hours of noon, 4 p.m. or so in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. And with that strong frontogenesis in the lower and middle parts of the atmosphere, that enhances the chance for heavy snow squalls during the afternoon, and that finally pushes off the eastern seaboard by the end of the afternoon, early evening, and that's the time temperatures will plunge. Arctic air floods the mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's wrap up by looking at the surface mass from the high-resolution NAM model, the 6Z run. And here we are starting off the day with a little bit of a line showing up right there across western Pennsylvania. And let's now move forward here and watch what happens with that line. It's analogous to a squall line in the summertime, but that, of course, has thunderstorms. This will be snow. And here's that line. A little bit of a broken at this particular time, but let's keep moving forward here. And here we go. Look at this. By the middle part of the afternoon, a nice little band here of perhaps intense snow. Won't last for long, but could certainly be a heavy snow squall during the early to mid, perhaps even the late afternoon hours in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor, all the way from D.C. up into the southern part of New York. That sweeps off the East Coast by early this evening, and this is the time temperatures will plunge. Let's go ahead into tomorrow morning, and we talked about these thickness values that give an idea of how cold the surface level can get, and we will have 498 thickness all the way across southern Pennsylvania by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And the bottom line is 0 degrees is on the table in many suburban locations, even down in the D.C. metro region, places like Dulles Airport. I would not be surprised to see it within a couple of degrees of 0 by late tonight, early tomorrow, all the way extending up to suburban areas of Philadelphia, New York City, interior New Jersey, certainly interior Pennsylvania. 0 degrees is on the table by tomorrow morning, and of course, wind chills will be a major factor as well, dangerously low levels at some times later on tonight and during the day on Thursday. So again, a lot going on over the next 24 hours. Watch out this afternoon for potential damaging wind gusts, scattered snow showers, maybe even some heavy snow squalls, probably between noon and 4 p.m. in most I-95 corridor locations. And then the bottom falls out in terms of temperatures, dropping to near 0 in many locations by early Thursday. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.